President Trump's executive order on freedom of speech. Purpose. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution, an amendment essential to the success of our republic, enshrines the right of the American people to speak freely in the public square, without government interference. Over the last 4 years, the previous administration trampled free speech rights by censoring American speech on online platforms, often by exerting substantial coercive pressure on third parties, such as social media companies, to moderate, deplatform, or otherwise suppress speech that the federal government did not approve. Under the guise of combating misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation, the federal government infringed on the constitutionally protected speech rights of American citizens across the United States in a manner that advanced the government's preferred narrative about significant matters of public debate. Government censorship of speech is intolerable in a free society. Second 2. Policy. It is the policy of the United States to A. Secure the right of the American people to engage in constitutionally protected speech. B. Ensure that no federal government officer, employee, or agent engages in or facilitates any conduct that would unconstitutionally abridge the free speech of any American citizen. C. Ensure that no taxpayer resources are used to engage in or facilitate any conduct that would unconstitutionally abridge the free speech of any American citizen. And D. Identify and take appropriate action to correct past misconduct by the federal government related to censorship of protected speech. Declaring drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. The order claims that drug cartels have conducted a campaign of violence and terror across the hemisphere, posing a significant national security risk to the United States. It declares the U.S. policy to be the total elimination of these groups within the country. The directive tasks U.S. agencies with identifying cartels to be designated as foreign terrorist organizations within 14 days, and preparing measures to expedite the removal of individuals linked to these groups from the U.S. Labeling cartels as terrorist organizations introduces complications. It could pave the way for prosecuting U.S. citizens or legitimate businesses that may have indirect ties to these groups. Such a designation might also strain diplomatic relations, particularly with Mexico, which has repeatedly emphasized the need for respect for its sovereignty. If implemented, this designation could justify military action against cartel targets in Mexico or other countries where these groups operate. It would enable the U.S. government to allocate more resources, leverage enhanced legal tools, and pursue the financial and business interests of cartels on both sides of the border. However, the implications remain uncertain. For example, material support for these groups could become a prosecutable offense, which might affect U.S. citizens, including drug users, dealers, and border businesses coerced into paying cartels. The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, led by Elon Musk, has turned its attention to one of the federal government's longest-standing inefficiencies, the penny. On Tuesday, DOGE's account on X, formerly known as Twitter, criticized the rising cost of producing the coin. According to DOGE, in fiscal year 2023, taxpayers spent more than $179 million to produce over 4.5 billion pennies, with each penny costing over 3 cents to mint. The U.S. Mint's 2023 report revealed that pennies alone accounted for $86 million of those costs, while nickels made up the rest. The debate over the penny's inefficiency is not new. Since the 1970s, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle have acknowledged the coin's mounting costs. Despite this, efforts to either phase it out or modify its composition have repeatedly stalled in Congress, leaving the penny as a prime target for DOGE's campaign to eliminate government waste. As recently as November, lawmakers were revisiting the issue. Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa, founder of the Senate's DOGE caucus, suggested that changing the penny's material composition could save taxpayers a significant amount of money. The high cost of penny production is largely due to the materials used. Once made of pure copper, pennies have been nearly 98% zinc since 1982. However, zinc has become increasingly expensive, with the unit cost of pennies rising by 12.9% in 2023, the largest increase of any coin. At the same time, fewer Americans are using cash. The Federal Reserve's 2024 report on consumer payments found that only 16% of transactions in 2023 were made in cash, down from 18% the year prior. While the report doesn't specifically address penny usage, the broader decline in cash usage highlights the coin's diminishing relevance. Doge alone lacks the authority to phase out the penny. Congress would need to pass legislation to stop production, or in theory, the Treasury Secretary could decide to halt minting if the coin is deemed unnecessary. The U.S. would not be the first country to eliminate its smallest coin. Canada stopped producing its penny in 2012, and Sweden phased out its equivalent long ago. The U.S. also discontinued its half-cent coin in 1857. A 2022 survey by Data for Progress found that 58% of Americans supported ending the production of new pennies. When President Donald Trump established Doge through an executive order, the department's initial focus was on modernizing federal IT systems. However, Doge's recent post about the penny signals a broader ambition to address inefficiencies across the government. While it remains unclear whether Doge will officially advocate for eliminating the penny, the coin has become a potent symbol of inefficiency. Tackling the penny would be a small but meaningful step in Doge's mission to streamline government operations, and perhaps its first major test of influence. The executive order directs the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations to immediately submit a formal request to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. It argues that the accord does not align with the nation's values or its economic and environmental objectives. The United States accounts for approximately 11% of global greenhouse gas emissions, making it the second largest contributor after China. Its withdrawal undermines global efforts to combat climate change, damages trust in the country's climate leadership, and raises questions about the effectiveness of the agreement itself. The withdrawal aligns with Trump's broader agenda to promote domestic oil and gas production. Although the U.S. is already the world's leading producer of both, this move serves as part of a broader effort to roll back environmental protections established during the Biden administration. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. President Donald Trump has unveiled a $500 billion private sector initiative, Stargate, to bolster artificial intelligence infrastructure in the United States. The announcement, made alongside OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, and Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, aims to fast-track AI development through partnerships with these tech giants. However, the initiative has stirred controversy due to its timing and underlying tensions over diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) programs. Just hours before announcing Stargate, Trump signed an executive order titled Restoring Merit-Based Opportunity, which calls for an end to DEI programs within federal agencies and warns against similar efforts in the private sector. The Stargate Initiative. Speaking from the White House, Trump described Stargate as a critical step in ensuring the U.S. leads in AI development, pledging to accelerate production and reduce regulatory barriers through emergency declarations. "I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built," Trump said. "They'll produce a lot of electricity, and we'll make it possible for them to get this done easily, even at their own plants if they want." While the initiative underscores Trump's push for AI dominance, its $500 billion price tag has raised eyebrows, including from his advisor Elon Musk. Musk took to his platform, X, to question OpenAI's financial backing and labeled the funding projection ridiculous. DEI tensions amid Stargate announcement. The contrast between Trump's stance on DEI and the participating companies' commitments has drawn significant attention. The executive order he signed earlier in the day directs federal agencies to dismantle DEI-related policies, labeling them discriminatory and illegal. It further mandates enforcement of civil rights laws to challenge DEI initiatives in the private sector. However, all three companies in the Stargate partnership openly promote DEI principles. OpenAI. The company emphasizes its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion on its website, highlighting ongoing DEI programs aimed at mitigating biases in AI systems. "We take this work seriously and are committed to continuously improving," the statement reads. SoftBank CEO Junichi Miyagawa has long championed DEI efforts, describing them as an important management issue and pledging to foster an inclusive workplace regardless of gender, nationality, or disabilities. Oracle. The company's website promotes diversity and inclusion as a core value. If you ever find yourself wondering why diversity and inclusion matter, remember, It makes our team stronger and our ideas better, it states. Skepticism. Over Stargate's viability, beyond the DEI controversy, the Stargate initiative has drawn skepticism over its feasibility. Critics, including Musk, have questioned the massive investment and whether it aligns with the practical goals of AI infrastructure development. While Stargate could mark a significant step forward for U.S. AI capabilities, its contradictions between Trump's DEI stance and the values of its private sector partners have put the initiative under scrutiny. Whether this ambitious project will succeed remains to be seen, but its rollout has already sparked debate on the balance between efficiency, inclusivity, and practicality in government and private sector collaborations. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates.